I've got a top 10 comic book list that I know will get you excited about the hobby. So grab your good vibe juice and meet me back here in the comic book room. And what's up, comic book community? Welcome back to another episode of Keep It Comics. As always, I am your host, C3. Today, we've got a really great video planned for you. I hope you guys stick around to the end because I'll show you what I picked up for New Comic Book Day. But like I said in the intro, I've got a top 10 list that I know will get you excited about the hobby. So without further ado, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and definitely ring the bell. So every time I do a video, you guys will get the notification. Oh yeah, before I get started, in the last video, one of the members of the comic book community mentioned that they would often pass up my video because it was too long. So, I want to pose a question to the comic book community. Do you think my videos are too long? Or should I chop them down and try to contain them to about 30 minutes? I would love to hear your feedback on that. So please, leave a comment in the comment section. And definitely hit that like button. If you like what we do here at Keep It Comics, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel. All right? So without further ado, we're going to dive right on in. I hope you got your good vibe juice, because I got mine. Let's enjoy some comics. Coming in at number 10, this book is published by Marvel. The title is Strange, issue number 1. The key factor to this book is it is the first appearance of the Harvest Man, that Muhammad Azhar 1 in 25 variant. Such a fire cover too. Look at it. It was released on March 2nd, 2022. The last recorded sale in a raw copy of this book was on March 7th, 2022, where it sold for $34. This book is currently trending upward at 18.42%. And the average sale for a raw copy of this book is going for about $30, ladies and gentlemen. And there has been 61 raw copies that have sold so far. The highest known sale for a raw copy of this book was back in January 31st, 2022, where it sold for $49.99. And fair market value has this book resting at $30.06 for the raw copy. That $49.99 looks like it might have been a sale that happened prior to the release date. So someone might have purchased this book online. Oh yeah, FOMO is definitely real. So that but anyway, $50 for that book is still not bad, right? We haven't seen anyone go for $50 since then, but you know, if you're trying to get your hands on a book and you don't want to miss out on it, you think it's going to be a hot book, a lot of 1 in 25s normally do go for about $49.99. So it's not a horrible purchase, right? Me, I would have waited a little bit just to see if it would have come down as it got closer to release date. I probably wouldn't have pulled the trigger so soon. But it's all right, you know. Nobody's perfect. You know, we all been there. We've been there, right? So that's number 10, ladies and gentlemen. Strange, issue number 1. Coming in at number 9, we have a modern fantasy book. This book was published by Zenescope Entertainment, and I'm talking about Grimm Fairy Tales, issue number 56. This book was released on January 26, 2022. The last recorded sale for a raw copy of this book was $27, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm super excited about seeing a Zenescope book on this list again. Right? Because I love it when the other publishers get an opportunity to shine. There are so many awesome books out there. It's hard to just say like, you know, I just love this book. I love this publisher. There's just so many great reads out there. And, you know, when you talk about Grimm Fairy Tales, and I'm a collector of artwork, they have some awesome covers that I would purchase the book just based on the artwork on the cover alone. Right? So that coupled with the fact that they do have some good stories is a perfect reason to purchase this book, all right? So, like I said, the price of the book that sold recently in a raw copy was $27, and this book is currently trending upward at 31.69%. The average sale for a raw copy of this book is $19.95. and there has been 11 raw copies that have sold so far. The highest known sale for a raw copy of this book is $27, and that was back on March 7th of 2022. And fair market value has this book resting at $19.95 for the raw copy. And this is a pretty decent one too. This is about a crime-infested version of the Earth, and the lady Sky, who's the main character, she's got to try to navigate her way through an immoral society without compromising her self-worth. You know what I mean? So that sounds pretty dope. That's like right up my alley. You know what I mean? So that modern fantasy stuff, you know, I'm keen on that. All right, but keep your eye out, ladies and gentlemen, for Zenescope, Grimm Fairy Tales, issue number 56. Excuse me for a second. This next book, coming in at number 8. This book is published by Marvel. The title is Star Wars High Republic, Eye of the Storm, issue number 2. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And this is that Ryan Brown cover A. This book was released on March 2nd, 2022. Last recorded sale for a raw copy of this book was back in March 7th of 2022, where this book sold for $8.99. Now, the beautiful thing about this High Republic run is that all these books are starting to spike. Pay attention. If you see these books out there at cover price, for all my Star Wars fans, for those of you guys who are flippers and you might want to make a quick turn, this is the run. High Republic is about to pick up. So just keep your eye out for it. If you see it out there, grab the copy. There are a few significant copies that are starting to spike a little harder than others. So if you do a little research, you'll find them. I also will continue to report on these books so you guys will have that information. Because as of right now, Star Wars High Republic, Eye of the Storm, issue number 2, it's currently trending upward at 35.16%. And it's making a steady gain. It's going to continue to rise. All right. So also be on the lookout for that Miko Soyan 1 in 25 variant. Yes, that's a beautiful variant too. Keep your eye on that, because that book is on the move as well, and it's showing great movement on the secondary market. All right. The average sell for a raw copy of this book is about $9.04. And there's been 42 copies of 42 raw copies of this book that have sold so far. All right, so that gives us a total of $10.25 being the highest known sell for this book. So this book sold for $10.25 just recently. So it is continuing to show steady gains. So keep your eye out for this book. Fair market value has this book resting at $9.04 for the raw copy. So from $4.95 to almost a little bit over double cover price, that's not bad at all, right? So keep your eye out for that. Coming in at number 7, this book is published by Marvel. You guys recognize this book. It's Rogue and Gambit's First Date, and I'm talking about X-Men, issue number 24, the direct edition. The key factor to this book is, like I said, it was Rogue and Gambit's first date. It was released on September 1st, 1993. The last recorded sale for a raw copy of this book was on March 7th of 2022, and the price was $15. This book is currently trending upward at 37.51%, and that's not bad at all. And I got to tell you, because of all of this hype centered around X-Men and Marvel, and it's a possible crossover, the Marvel Universe is definitely making way for the X-Men to come through. So anything's possible. You can literally see the comic book community just trying to line all this information up and just going after all the books that they think they are going to see on the big screen at some point. And I'm around for that. I think it's so beautiful to just watch the comic book community become excited about collecting again. And these books are just changing hands, man. It's such a beautiful sight, right? The average sell for a raw copy, the average sell for the graded copy of a 9.8 at the current moment is $170, which is an excellent price point for a 9.8, right? You can get it at such a low buy-in price point. If you want to put it in collection, it's not going to cost you a great deal of money. And even if you're trying to make a quick flip, you get it low, sell a little higher, make a nice little profit for yourself. The average sale for a raw copy of this book is running roughly about $16.67, which is not bad. There's been 54 raw copies of this book that have sold so far. There's been 599 raw copies that have sold and 54 graded copies that have been sold. I do apologize. I told y'all, I'm not perfect. I'm bound to make some mistakes. Nope. And I'm not going back chopping up the footage at all. I'm not editing nothing. That's my mistake. I'm going to own it, and I'm going to keep going. So there's been 54 graded copies that have been sold, 599 raw copies that have been sold, giving us a total of 653 copies of this book that have sold so far. The highest known sale for a CGC 9.8 in this book is $285, ladies and gentlemen. And that was back on June 4th, 2021. Fair market value has this book resting at $170 for the 9.8, which is the MCG, the most common grade. All right. Coming in at number 6. Let's talk about it. Another Marvel book. Some Bronze Age goodness. Let's talk Fantastic Four, issue number 140. Woo woo! Fantastic Four, my guy. Yes. This book was released on November 1st, 1973. The last recorded sale in a raw copy was on March 7th, 2022, where it sold for $14.95. This book is currently trending upward at 56.27%. A lot of movement on the secondary market concerning this particular book. Average sale for a graded 9.6 is $175. The average sale for a raw copy at the moment is $15.69. There has been 24 graded copies that have sold and 369 raw copies that have changed hands so far, which gives us a total of 393 copies of this book that have changed hands on the secondary market. The highest known sale for a CGC 9.8 was $384, and that was back in October 13th of 2019. So look at the difference. Back in 2019, a 9.8 cost $384. Today, you can grab a 9.6 for about $175. I'm almost certain that if you see a 9.8 in this book today, that the owner may be open to possible negotiations. That's an opportunity. I see that as an opportunity. All right. Fair market value has this book resting at $175 for the most common grade of the 9.6. And like I said, if you should happen to find this book in a 9.8, I'm almost certain that if you're willing and confident enough that you can negotiate a decent price for the 9.8, you could possibly land it for maybe a few bucks under $384. It's depending how you talk, depending on, how well you're willing to negotiate. Yeah, it's a possibility. All right. So, we're halfway there, ladies and gentlemen. We are at number 5. So before we go any further, let me do what I always do. Allow me, please, to stop and take this opportunity and thank each and every one of you for stopping by, checking out the channel. I really appreciate everything that you guys do. I appreciate all your encouraging comments. I appreciate how you share the videos and how you put other people onto it. Thank you very much. And don't forget, I did ask the question, do you think the videos are too long? Should I chop them down to about 30 minutes? And that's actually what I'm pushing for in this particular video. I'm going to see if I can just chop it down a little bit. But you guys let me know, because if you like the 45-minute video, I'll continue to do so. I think they're roughly about 45 to 50 minutes. Some of you might be like, yo, man, this is too much, man. Yeah, I got other things to do. Like, So you guys let me know what you want, because I do this for you and I want you guys to be happy, and I want to continue to put out quality work for you guys. All right, I want you guys to always feel like I'm doing this for you, right? So I value your opinion. So what you guys think, just let me know and we'll move on from there. All right, and now I'll be quiet. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Oh yeah, and if this is your first time watching the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. All right, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Now back to our regularly scheduled program without any more commercial breaks, except this one. Because that's how we do. Good vibes only, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in at number 5, we got a Marvel book. This book was released on May 1st, 1993. The title of this book is Venom, Lethal Protector, issue number 4. The key factor to this book is that it is the first appearance of Scream. It is the cameo appearance of Phage, Lasher, Riot, and Agony. Yes, I firmly believe, in my opinion, that Venom issue number 2 wasn't a horrible movie. It wasn't bad. It showed us some things. It gives us a little understanding of what direction they're trying to take that character, and how there's room to add other characters in that little universe also, right? As they continue to move forward and work toward having Venom meet Spider-Man and possibly do battle. I'm around for that. But this book has been moving on the secondary market, and you guys know, because you're the reason it's moving. The comic book community is moving this book. Now, this book is currently trending upward at 53.60%. Now, the last recorded sale for a raw copy of this book was on March 7th, 2022, where it sold for $23.79. The average sale for a graded CGC 9.8 in this book is $113. And I like that. That's a flipper's fantasy right there, baby. Cop a 9.8 for $113? Yeah, I could see that all day. The average sale for a raw copy of this book is $19.31. There has been 452 copies of a graded book that have sold, and there has been 1,519 raw copies of this book that have sold, giving us a total of 1,971 copies of this book that have changed hands on the secondary market. And watch this, ladies and gentlemen. The highest known sale in the CGC 9.9 is $586. And that book sold back in October 29, 2019. $586 for a CGC 9.9. That's dumb mint right there. That's dumb mint. What? That's minty fresh right there. That's breath mint. Yo, that's a mint book right there, man. I wish I could get my hands on a 9.9. Right? The fair market value has this book resting at $113 for the MCG, which is the most common grade of that 9.8. That 9.8 for $113, that's a beautiful thing. But that breath mint 9.9, yeah, that's minty fresh right there. We need that. That's dope. A peppermint. I'm killing me, yo. Yo, that's peppermint for real. Yo, Venom, Lethal Protector, issue number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eye out for it. Coming in at number 4, this book, published by Marvel, Copper Age. Can't forget about the Copper Age. I love the way the book smells. The title is Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 257. The key factor to this book, it is the first appearance of Ned Leeds as the Hobgoblin. Yeah. Keep your eye out. Something's got to happen. Spidey's homie is going to change at some point. We know he is. The release date for this book was on October 1st, 1984. Last recorded sale in a raw copy was March 7th of 2022, where a raw copy of this book sold for $24.95. This book, ladies and gentlemen, is currently trending upward at 63.31%. The average sale for a graded CGC 9.8 is $182. Yes. The average sale for a raw copy of this book, $20.22 in a mid to high grade, right? So that's not bad either. There has been 55 graded copies of this book that have sold, and there has been 645 raw copies of this book that have changed hands, giving us a total of 700 copies of this book that have changed hands over the past few weeks. Listen, this book is on the move. I know once everybody watched Spider-Man No Way Home, they just went bananas on this book. You could tell. 63% increase in copies sold. So you could tell. 63.31%. People are seeing it. They're seeing it. And the way that Marvel is taking Spider-Man, in the direction that Marvel is taking Spider-Man and bringing all the other ones in, trust me, this is going to happen. This is definitely going to happen. The highest known sale for CGC 9.8 in this book was $399. And that was back in August 1st of 2021. And fair market value has this book resting at $182 for the most common grade of the 9.8. Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 257. Ned Leeds, first appearance of the Hobgoblin. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming down to our last three. And this book, and I'm happy to announce, is a DC Vertical book, Modern Fantasy. We love them. The title is Sandman, issue number 50. Yes. This book was released on April 22nd, 1993. Last recorded sale in a raw copy of this book was March 7th, 2022. The price of this book sold for $56. This book is currently trending upward at 68.45% on the secondary market. This book has also grew legs, and it is on the move right now. All right, the average sale for a graded copy of this book in a 9.8 is $60. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, $60 for a 9.8. I'll take two, please. The average sale for a raw copy of this book is $23.82. 11 graded copies have sold, and 177 raw copies have sold. There is a total of 188 copies of this book that have changed hands over the past few months. Sandman, DC Vertical, classic, ladies and gentlemen. The highest known sale for CGC 9.6 is $104, and that was back in February 1st of 2022. So just think, last month, this book sold for $104 at a 9.6. And fair market value has this book rested at $60 for the 9.8. So, yeah, there's potential. I see potential. All right. Coming in at number 2, we have another DC book. It is also a Copper Age book. And I'm talking about Batman, issue number 457, the direct edition. This book was released on October 25th, 1990. Last recorded sale for a raw copy of this book was back in March 7th, 2022, where the price of this book sold for an even $20. $20. This book is currently trending upward, comic book community. This book is currently trending upward at 75.18%. The average sale for a graded CGC 9.8 is $149, while the average sale for a raw copy of this book is $13.71. There has been 94 graded copies that have sold so far, and there has been 690 raw copies of this book that have sold so far, giving us a total of 784 copies of this book that have changed hands on the secondary market. That's astounding. I respect it. DC is not dead. There are still books out there that deserve our attention. DC is doing their thing. And trust and believe. If you don't believe me, go watch Batman. DC's not done. They've been resuscitated. Yes, they have definitely been resuscitated. All right, so the fair market value has this book resting at $149, and that is for the 9.8, which is the most common grade. And we're talking about Batman, issue number 457. All right? We made it, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in at number 1. Published by Marvel. The title of this book is The Incredible Hulk, issue number 393. I know, right? You're like, well, what's the significance of that book? Well, what? Let me tell you. The key factor is that it's the green foil cover. Yes, the green foil cover. Remember back in the 90s when they released all what we called the gimmick books? The green, that one. Yeah, check it out. It's moving. I know. This book was released back on May 1st, 1992. The last recorded sale for a raw copy of this book was $48. This book is currently trending upward, ladies and gentlemen, at 148.8%. Can you believe it? 148% for a gimmick book. Yo. Hey, I ain't mad. I'm not mad at all. Matter of fact, I'm a sucker for a good gimmick book. Like, if they do it right, they make it look good, yeah, I'm buying it. Look, I ain't lying. If they do it right, I'm buying it. I love this book. I keep it right there, too. Look, I love that book. I love it. I'm not mad at them at all. All right? The average sale for a graded CGC 9.8 of this book is $225, while the average sale for a raw copy of this book is $22.44. There has been 31 graded copies of this book that have sold so far, and 440 raw copies of this book that have sold, giving us a total of 471 copies of this book that have changed hands on the secondary market over the past few months. The highest known sale for this book in a raw copy, ladies and gentlemen, has been $315. Listen, hey, we buy what we like, right? We buy what we like, ladies and gentlemen. You can't, listen, if I wanted a book, it didn't matter to me what it cost. If that's what I wanted, I'm grabbing it. If the book was $1,000, I'm gonna spend the stack, right? You're gonna spend the stack because it's what you want. So when you see a book like this and you say in a raw copy for a foil cover book, well, whoever it was, he wanted the book or she wanted the book, so they bought it. 315 beans. It's all good. I ain't mad. And that was back in November 23rd, 2017. So the fair market value of this book rests at $225 for the 9.8 because the 9.8 is the most common grade. And I'm not mad at it. All right? So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Incredible Hulk, issue number 393, was our #1 most trending book on the secondary market. All right? So listen, real quick, before I go, I'll run through the books that I picked up for New Comic Book Day, and then I'll bid you farewell. Remember, these books are not bagged and board. I haven't bagged and boarded them yet. So don't be mad at me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right, here we go. Here's the first book I picked up, Punisher, issue number 1, the Alex Ross timeless cover. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this completes it. This completes that timeless artwork that Alex Ross was doing. Punisher, issue number 1. I didn't want the covers with the ugly logo on it. I got enough of those already, so I didn't want another one. All right, from Marvel, I also grabbed Thor, issue number 23. Thor, issue number 23. Next up from Marvel, we have Venom, issue number 6. Also from Marvel, we have Strange Academy, issue number 17, the Carnage Forever variant, Peach Momoko. From Image, we have the all-new collector's issue of Spawn, issue number 327, the Todd McFarlane homage cover to himself. Gotta love the Todd father. That cover's dope too. That cover's fire. I don't care what nobody says. Just a fire cover. All right. Another book coming from Image. I picked up Little Monsters. And I'm excited about reading this right here. Jeff Lemire is writing this book. Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nugent. It's in black and white, but I don't care. I'm still going to read it. Next up from Marvel, we have Star Wars, Han Solo, and Chewbacca, issue number 1. Yes, as you see, and I'm trying not to hold them in my hands because I don't want the moisture from my hands to transfer to the book. So I'm trying to do this fairly quick. Next up, from DC, we have Batgirls, issue number 4. Love the color pattern. That green and the reds are popping on that. Here's another Thor, issue number 23. Yep, and they're in no particular order. You know me, I'm so unorganized. My unorganization skills is you know, something that I have to work on. From DC, we have the second story arc of Naomi, issue number 1. Man, I hate how they did the series, man. Like they really flopped that up, man. From Marvel, we have Spider-Gwen, Gwenverse, issue number 1. We have Strange Academy, issue number 17. Strange Academy, Another Carnage Forever, cover by Peach. Strange Academy, issue number 17. This is, I believe, the Ryan Stegman cover. From AWA Upshot, we have issue number 1 of Hit Me. Hit me! I feel good. And I knew that I was so good. I got you. All right, I'm done. These are my last 2 books. We have, from Aftershock, we have We Live, Age of the Padalons, issue number 1. This is the black cover. And I didn't know this until like right before I did the video. But yo, so I guess the covers are like wraparound covers. Look at that. Cool, right? So that's the black cover. And then we have We Live, issue number 1. And this is the white cover. Yeah, and they got all that beautiful artwork. I like the color patterns to that. Pretty cool. I hope it's as good as the first run was. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I have given you your list. Happy hunting. Please be safe. Remember, this is a hobby. We do this for fun. There's no need to go crazy. Don't jump out the airplane without the parachute. All right? Enjoy. Be safe. Make informed decisions. Be wise. Be strategic. Okay? I'll see you guys next video. You know what I always say, don't hate, congratulate. Show some love, because that don't cost you nothing. Appreciate. But no matter what you do, ladies and gentlemen, when you see me, always keep it comics. I'll see you guys.